Hello everyone, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. I thought it would be fun to do a little whip and chat on something slightly different since I finished my snowman the other day. These are coasters from Diamondart.club. So I'm going to show them to you real quick. Aren't they cute? This little guy is so cute. So I actually wanted to make these, and my thought was to turn them into ornaments instead of coasters, but these are wooden. But I think I can still do it. Maybe I can glue ribbon to the back of them to hang them on the tree, or maybe get someone with some woodworking tools to drill a hole in them. Those are I think there's 8 coasters here, and then here are the drills. So the fun thing with the coasters with Diamondart.club is that all of your drills are your specials, usually these crystals. Here we go. Oh, look at this pretty green. And then this one. So most of them are usually round, and they're fancy drills, crystal drills. So they make them nice and blingy. That'd be fun to do a little Christmas whip and chat. I have some questions, some Christmas tag questions pulled up that I thought we could talk about. I'm going to pick an ornament and just get started shortly. I think the first one I'm going to do, just because I'm feeling festive, we're going to do this guy first. Just because I don't know if I can do more than one at a time. So the way I like to do these is, honestly, I don't kit up, meaning I don't put my drills into containers. What I do is when I'm done with a specific color, I'll put the bag into one of these for the next time I need it. So I'm going to do, I think the first color we're going to work on, I see a lot of E's. And so E is this beautiful color right here. Grab my handy dandy scissors. Grab my tray. This is my Jingle Drills tray from Bijou Bliss that I'm still working on or using. And again, here's the really cute lid. And again, I'm still using my green sparkly pen from Diamondart.club. I am a creature of habits. Hopefully everyone is doing well this week. And if you're working, hopefully you're off of work soon. If you're not working, hopefully you're having a good time off. I had a panic attack today. I checked my work email and saw some of my coworkers had emailed a few things. And so I panicked thinking, oh my gosh, I thought I was off today, but maybe I'm not off today. I am off today. Luckily, we had to go out and do some Christmas shopping. That's done now. Oops, hold on one second. I'm just getting situated. All right, so for this one, just peel up the plastic. Now, I usually don't peel it up all the way, just because, well, these are so tiny. All right, we're just going to live dangerously and peel it up all the way. I'm kind of get them situated for you. Great. So I thought it'd be fun to do some Christmas tag questions. Feel free to answer below if you want to. The first question is, what are your favorite Christmas movies or your favorite Christmas movie? So I will say, growing up, one of my favorite Christmas movies was Home Alone. I remember seeing it in movie theaters. That's how old I am. I still enjoy it. It brings that 90s nostalgia to the forefront. I love it. Another one that, of course, that I really love is National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. It's not Christmas time without that one. And then a newer one that is always one of my favorites, I could watch it any time of year, is Elf. I just absolutely love Elf. I find it funny. Will Ferrell is just peak Will Ferrell in that movie. I also like I mean, there's so many. They say Die Hard's not a Christmas movie, but I think it could be. In fact, there's this lady, I've seen videos where she's watching Love Actually. So there's this, so Die Hard has, oh gosh, what's his name? Alan Rickman. Okay. So Die Hard has Alan Rickman in it, and this other movie, Love Actually, has Alan Rickman. And in Love Actually, Alan Rickman plays a husband who makes a poor choice. It looks like he maybe is thinking about, or he ends up cheating on his wife. And his wife is played by Emma Thompson, and in the movie, I mean, I guess it's a spoiler if you've never seen Love Actually, but Love Actually's been out for 20 years, so, you know, if you haven't seen it yet and you don't know what it's about, I guess I'm going to ruin it for you. Anyways, in the movie, while they're opening Christmas presents, Emma Thompson realizes that her husband might be having an affair and has this huge emotional scene that's just, I mean, it brings tears to my eyes still every time I watch it. So anyways, there's this lady who makes this video where she's watching that part of Love Actually, and she turns on Die Hard to the point where Alan Rickman's character is falling off the building, and so she says something like "fixed it," as in like that's what he deserved for cheating on Emma Thompson. But it makes me laugh and giggle. But I Love Actually and Die Hard, those are two movies I enjoy in the Christmas time. And I said, what else did I say? Christmas Vacation, Elf, and Home Alone. I have to say, those are my top favorites. It's funny. We haven't really watched any Christmas movies this year. I did watch one. It was on Netflix. It had Chad Michael Murray in it, where he was like a handyman who pretended to be his friend's. His friend was this kind of like a Martha Stewart type person. She created this persona where she had all these cookbooks and talked about like her life on her home and her fictitious, like she made up a husband and a family and all that to sell these cookbooks and this lifestyle. And during the Christmas season, she kind of gets forced to find people to play her fake family because there's a TV show that's going to show up at her house on Christmas Eve. So she's got to try to keep up the facade. And it's cute. It's definitely one of those cheesy Christmas movies. So, no high stakes. Everything falls apart, but it all gets put back together again. That's the only Christmas movie I've watched this year. I don't know. Haven't really been watching a lot of TV. So, anyway, what are your favorite Christmas? What is your number one? What is the one that makes it Christmas? Ooh, I just read the questions that I'm looking at also have answers at the bottom. And someone said Santa Claus, the Santa Claus. And I remember watching that with Tim Allen. I loved that movie too. That was another really good one. And of course, your classic like Miracle on 34th Street. That's a good one. It's a Wonderful Life. I actually just first watched It's a Wonderful Life, I think last year or the year before. My best friend, every year my friends and I get together at my best friend's house to exchange Christmas presents, and we always do it in January because, holiday season can be crazy. So we do it in January, and that year we each picked a Christmas movie to watch. So we were there for all day and late into the night watching Christmas movies and eating snacks and exchanging presents. And it was a lot of fun. But one of them had picked It's a Wonderful Life, and so I finally got to watch it. I just had never gotten around to it. And I like our classics. The classic movies are classics for a reason. So that's another good one. There's a lot of good ones. Okay, so let me know what your favorites are. Ooh, okay, here's a good one. Do you open your presents on Christmas Eve or Christmas morning? So I grew up, we always opened them. We would open one present on Christmas Eve, and then we would open the rest on Christmas morning. And it's funny. Hold on, I gotta fix my pen. It's not picking up. So when my mom and stepdad got married, my stepdad was the type of guy who would just get super excited to share what he bought everyone for Christmas. I mean, he couldn't wait. He wanted you to open presents as soon as possible. So it would always start with us opening one present on Christmas Eve, and the next thing you know, he'd want to give you just one more. And eventually we get to where we had hardly anything to open Christmas morning. And my mom and I always wanted to try to save everything till Christmas morning. Um, my son and I, we open presents Christmas morning. We don't even really open anything Christmas Eve anymore now that he's older. We don't really do Christmas pajamas like a lot of people do. So yeah, I'm going to say we're Christmas morning people. It's just fun. It's just exciting to wake up and see the presents under the tree. And then, especially when they're little, watch the kids, just rip into their presents with excitement and see how their faces just light up with what Santa brought them and all of that. So that's always a fun one. Okay, the next one. Ooh, do you have a favorite Christmas memory? Oh gosh. I don't know if I have just a favorite Christmas memory. That's a hard one. My favorite memory as a mom is just when my kid was little, him waking up really excited, early in the morning to see what Santa brought and to see what presents he got. We used to do this thing just because we knew how tempting presents under the tree could be. So we wouldn't really put out presents until the night before. So it was always exciting to have them come out and see all the presents and the stuff from Santa under the tree. I don't have a specific memory or year that it was any different, I guess. I think growing up, my memories are just the way my parents would make Christmas super special for me. They worked nights in the casinos, and Christmas was always one of those where they had to. I mean, you were just working. Very rarely did you get Christmas Eve off. So they would kind of put a moratorium on how early I could wake up to go open presents. But they tried their best. And I just remember how bleary eyed and tired they'd be, struggling to drink their coffee, but still doing it. I remember one year I got a bike for Christmas. I was so excited. And, of course, my parents had worked all night, got off of work at, let's say, 3 a.m, picked me up from the babysitters, drove home. We get home, it's probably, let's say, 4 a.m, and they're putting together my bike. And whoever put the bike together, they put the handlebars on wrong, put them on backwards, and we didn't know it until I was out riding my bike and having issues. And then a friend's father, pointed out that the handlebars were on backwards, and we just laughed and laughed. Because it was funny. Okay, so I think we got all of the E's for now. So what I do, I'm just gonna pour these into a bag. And then since this didn't come with stickers, I just kind of fold this over to where I can still see the letter. And then there we go. Safe and sound for the next one. The next one we're going to do is the letter B. And that is, that's going to be this one. I may have to switch to tweezers if this putty doesn't pick up these drills very well. My putty is great. It just struggles sometimes with crystals. So this is what this color is. It's kind of like a topaz or a smoky brown color. Okay, so those are my Christmas memories. Favorite festive food. I love cookies for Christmas time. One of my favorites to make growing up was sugar cookies with icing, and then we would do colored icing, and then we would put peppermint crushed up candy canes, and I always thought that was so yummy. Now one of my favorite things to make with my best friend are these spicy ginger cookies. They call for crystallized ginger and cayenne pepper and molasses. And every time we make them, we look at the batter and think, we must have done something wrong. This batter just doesn't look good at all. And then when it's a sticky batter, I guess you could say. And it just never looks like it's going to come out good. But they spread in the oven, and when they come out, they're a little brown, and they harden up a little bit. They're not really a chewy, they're more of a crunchy cookie, and they are so yummy. It's so funny. When the very first time we made them, we were like, oh, no one's gonna like these. And they are probably one of the most requested cookies in our repertoire that we get for the holidays. So spicy ginger molasses cookies are my favorites to make now. Christmas dinner wise, we really don't have a dinner tradition. Just depends on what I feel like cooking. Sometimes we'll get a pizza, like a frozen pizza, and eat on that. Sometimes I'll make something that we can eat on all day, like a turkey breast or a pork loin. I don't have any plan. I don't know what I'm going to make for Christmas. So my son usually goes to his dad's the day after Christmas. So it's usually something that I'm happy with eating for the next couple of days. So we'll see. But I do like to do a breakfast. So we usually do something breakfasty, after presents and stuff. Usually pancakes or waffles, cinnamon rolls, eggs, bacon, something like that. That's what we like to do on Christmas Day. Christmas Eve, it's just whatever. Favorite Christmas gift. What is your favorite Christmas gift? Gosh, that's a hard one. I remember when I was little, I wanted the Barbie, I think it was a 57 Chevy convertible for my Barbies. It was teal maybe, or sky blue, I don't remember. But that was the toy I really wanted when I was little, and I was so excited when I got it. Nowadays, last year I got a heated throw blanket from my son, and I use that all the time at my desk. That's one of my favorites. It's not silly. I went from having a toy to a blanket, but when you're older, your priorities change. One of my favorite presents that I gave my kid was Super Mario toys. When he was little, he was obsessed with Sonic the Hedgehog and Super Mario. And it was so much fun finding all these really cool toys and seeing how excited he was for them. And now they've come out with even cooler Super Mario Brothers and Sonic the Hedgehog toys that I kind of wish he was into collecting them, because I would totally buy them for him. But he's not. I don't even think he would appreciate if I bought them. So he could just, I don't know, keep them in the box, I guess. But it was always fun to find a special toy that your kid ended up just really going crazy over. I mean, in one year we probably got like an Xbox or a Wii or something for the kids. But I remember the excitement on his face when he would open his toys and get to add to his collection. We bought a really fun Angry Birds game. Like it was kind of like a Jenga, not really a Jenga, but you would build up these different structures, and then you would use like a little slingshot thing to shoot the birds at the structures and try to break them. That was fun. We did that a lot. And then there was a Super Mario card game that we bought one year, and we played that a lot. And that one, I don't really remember the rules. We kind of made up our own rules. We're really good or really bad about kind of making up our own rules to games. But it was a lot of fun. We played the heck out of that and had a ton of fun. Okay. Ooh, what is your favorite Christmas scent? My favorite Christmas scent. It just depends on my mood. When it's cold out this time of year, I love a good coffee chocolate scent going. I think it's just makes it cozy and warm. I also love a good Christmas tree scent if it's not too overpowering. I have one right now that is on my candle warmer, and it's a Christmas tree scent. I think it's like, hold on, let me go look. This is the current candle that I am putting on my wax warmer. And it is really good. One of my other favorite scents is just a real Christmas tree. The last time I got a real Christmas tree, it made the whole living room smell absolutely like Christmas, and I've loved it. I did not love all of the pine needles everywhere when it was time to take the tree out, but I loved the way it made my house smell. And I would definitely do another live Christmas tree if I didn't live in an apartment, just because I don't know what I'm supposed to do with the tree when it's time to get rid of it. They're really strict on what you can and cannot throw away in our trash compactor. So the next question is, do you have any Christmas Eve traditions? Do you like to open stockings on Christmas Eve? Or are you the pajamas and popcorn type person? Like I said, we don't really have, when I was growing up, we would open one present on Christmas Eve, and my mom and I would read 'Twas the Night Before Christmas. So of course, when my kid was little, we would read 'Twas the Night Before Christmas, and then my mom would read from the Bible, the birth of Jesus, the story about the birth of Jesus. When my son was little, I would read those two things to him, and we would usually open up a present from grandma or grandpa. And then that's about it. I'm trying to remember. My son's paternal grandma, she would always go to Mexico for Christmas to visit her family because she's from Mexico. So we would do late Christmas with her, and there was always, New Year's was our big thing with her. She'd always have us eat 12 grapes at New Year's at midnight to symbolize good luck for the next 12 months. So that's a little New Year's tradition. But Christmas Eve, we don't really do any big traditions. We're going to make some cookies later. And it's not a Christmas movie, but we're going to watch the last 2 episodes of Stranger Things before the new ones come out. I think new ones start coming out tomorrow, and I am not caught up yet. So my son is graciously watching the newest ones that were out a few weeks ago. He's rewatching them with me. So that's good. That doesn't really scream Christmas though, does it? Maybe I'll make him listen to a Mariah Carey Christmas music while we make cookies. Ooh, here's a good one. What tops your tree? Nothing. Nothing tops my tree because I bought a small, slim, 6-foot gold tinsel tree. and I put a few bulbs on it, but I really wanted to see how the cats would do with the tree since we haven't put any trees up in the years that we've had them, and they're doing okay. They are they like to bite my tree a lot, and they've knocked a few of the ornaments off, but I bought cheap plastic bulbs, so I knew that if they hit the floor they would be okay. I did not want to put my special ornaments on the tree, because if those break, that would be heartbreaking. I have a very special ornament that my mom got me when I was little. It is a Snow White ornament, and we always called her the princess of the tree. She always got the very best spot on the tree. So I'm going to go with number 3 now. And then I have a few special ones that my mom had given me throughout the years, and maybe some that I had bought when my son was little, and those are just ones I would not want to lose to crazy cats. It would make me really sad. So nothing tops my tree. I do have a Christmas tree topper, but it wouldn't match the gold tree because I believe it's silver. But anyway, I love a pretty Christmas tree topper though. I think they just pull a tree together and make it look very nice. I do plan to get bigger trees once we're out of our apartment, but right now the little one works just fine. Oh, here's a good one. As a kid, what was the one crazy, wild, or extravagant gift you asked for but never received? I remember one year I wanted the Little Mermaid doll that would sing and could swim in the bathtub, because I loved taking my Barbies to the bathtub with me when I had to take a bath. And that was the one that I wanted, and that was the year that it stayed sold out. My brother tried really hard. My brother was 13 years older than me, or is 13 years older than me. And I remember he tried really hard to find that and couldn't, and ended up buying me a really pretty collector's Barbie that I played with, because my mom thought it was silly to collect Barbies. But that was one toy that I just really, really wanted, and I never got, but I'm pretty sure I was okay. I survived. I don't think my son ever had any that we weren't able to buy. I think a lot of times it was just us just trying to figure out what the heck to get him, because, kids have so much. I don't think there was ever anything that he specifically asked for that we couldn't. No, can you not? Yeah, I'm back, sorry. My gray cat Ash likes to come out of hiding and jump on my desk to let me know he's brave and not scared anymore. So he is being brave and not scared, and right here, there he is. He's a brave boy. I don't really know what scared him. Sometimes a loud noise will send him hiding under the bed for a while, and then he comes out to hang out. Sometimes my cooking sends him under the bed. We just don't know what it is. Y'all. So it's Christmas Eve when I'm filming this, and we were those crazy people who went out shopping today. My son needed help finding presents for his dad and stepmom, so we went to some stores, and then we went to the grocery store. And after that, I was worn out. Well, not too worn out, because I did go work out afterwards, but it was crazy out there. I was very happy that we were able to make do with what stores we went to. We found items that he can happily give to his family for presents, and all is well in our world. Hi, buddies. Oh, so good. He's so sweet. You don't see a lot of Ash because he's usually sleeping in his cat bed right next to me. It's right by my desk. All right, Ash, I'm gonna move this so we don't get cat fur on it while I clean this up, okay? Oops, nope. False alarm. We're gonna do this little section right here. Hey, buddy, you're my good boy, huh? That's my sweet boy. Ash is the cat that will smother you with his love. Will smother me with his love. If you came over, you wouldn't know that Ash is in our house because he will hide until company goes away. He's not a fan of strangers. Okay, look, we're making good progress on this one. This one's pretty, huh? Okay. Yes, I see. Oh, you're such a good boy. Oh, look at that bellies. Look at that bellies. The other cat, Blue, the one who likes to help me unbox my diamond paintings, my tabby, she is actually sleeping on my bed right now. Which one should we go with, A or D? Let's go with A. Well, oh yeah. Oh, sorry, buddy. It's hard to do three things and talk. Okay, Ash is happy that he got to say hello to everyone. Now he's gonna lie down in his cat bed while we work on this coaster. I honestly thought these coasters would work up faster. Okay, so we talked about our present that we asked for but never received. Oh, here's a good one. This is one to think about. What is the best part of Christmas for you? Well, I am religious, so I love celebrating. I love celebrating the story of Jesus, of Mary and Joseph in Bethlehem, and I love that. And then I love the feelings of goodwill that people have. Sometimes we do extra for people. It's a season where maybe we think more about helping others than we normally do. I'm not saying that's good or bad. I'm just saying even I think more about like helping those less fortunate, especially kids whose maybe parents can't really afford a nice Christmas for them. It's always nice to be able to help out if you're able to. And then I love the way it feels to really put thought into doing things for others or presents for others, and doing it not really for recognition or for accolades, but just because you can and you want to. Some years, are easier to help others than other years, and it's pretty understandable. There were years where we had more than enough that we could provide great Christmases for our kids and for other people, and then there were years where we were just trying to figure out how to provide a Christmas for our kids. So I've been on both spectrums, and always makes me thankful when I can provide a good experience, make happy memories for my son. And as my son's gotten older, we've kind of gotten away from doing a lot of Christmas presents and more to, let's do something. Pick something that we can do either with your friends or just you and me, and let's go have an experience instead. Because one, teenagers get expensive, y'all. They like those expensive things. So it's like you can have one present under the tree, or we can go do something fun for that same price. And I'm definitely been more about giving him experiences, giving him trips, and just, letting him have a good time than I have been about just buying him stuff to buy him stuff, because we have so much that we don't really need to add to it. So my favorite, I just love making it magical for kids, for little kids. I love the sparkle in their eyes and the excitement and how excited they are that, you know, magic is around. It feels magical, and getting to do Christmassy things, like go look at Christmas lights, go to those, you know, those Christmas light parks now seem to be all the rage. Getting to do that, having special things. I don't go to it every year, but I'm not Catholic, but one of my favorite things when I was younger was going to midnight mass on Christmas Eve with my stepdad's family. I just loved the beauty of it, and it always just was beautiful and peaceful and just a great, wonderful time. I love the church at Christmas time, getting to help, like I said, help those who are less fortunate, and getting to talk about our beliefs and our religion, and just getting to help people. I think being able to help where you can, and if it's, you know, if you can't do money, if you can't do presents, you can give time, and time is so valuable. That, to me, that's, I mean, I always think, like, that's one of the best presents I can give someone is my time, because I can't get a refund on time, but I can give you my undivided attention. I can give you my time, and I can be happy to be there to help however I can. We're gonna go with number 5 next. Let me find it. I was so excited to get into these. I didn't really separate them. Here we go. So, yeah. I love being able to see little kids have a great Christmas time. I think it's just magical and fun. I even love the Christmas music. I just love the Christmas spirit. Okay, well, that was 10 questions. Let me see, I had other ones. Hold on one second. So I guess the next question could be, what holiday traditions are you looking forward to most this year? And like I said, we don't really have a ton of traditions. We always spend Christmas Eve and Christmas Day together, my son and I. Number 5, that's what I'm working on. So I always look forward to that time with him, even if it's just hanging out, eating food, and watching TV. It's always a good time. This year I went to one of the new things I do. I think it's been 2 or 3 years in a row. I've ended up just kind of going by myself, just because others haven't been able to. But our local symphony will do like either a holiday pops, or this year they did the candlelight Christmas thing. I went to this beautiful botanical garden that has all these really great Christmas light displays, and they were putting on one of the candlelight concerts. So candlelight concerts is, I think, the national thing where they have local musicians come and play orchestral music, and with battery operated candles as the lighting. Sometimes they will do classical music. Sometimes they will do pop music with a classical bent. The one I went to one time where it was 3 or 4 of the musicians from our local orchestra, and they were playing Coldplay music, and it was really pretty. And so, of course, with the holiday season, they did Christmas music. They did music from the Nutcracker. It was really neat because they would stop and talk about the next couple of songs and kind of give you either a history of the song or a reason as to why they picked the song. But it was beautiful. It was fun. I got to get all dressed up and just have a really good time. I didn't walk around the Christmas light displays very much because it was a little chilly, and I was in these really pretty gold boots. I'll put a picture up. I was in these really pretty gold boots, but They're one of those where they're really pretty. They're okay to wear, but after a while, they're just not fun to walk around in for a long time. So the next one we're going to do is the letter D. Let me see if I can find it. Yep. Ooh, that's a silver. All right, let me pull up the next question. My phone fell asleep. It got tired of waiting on me. Oh, here's a good one. Is your Christmas tree real or fake? Well, I think I already talked about my tree. My tree is fake. Fake, fake, fake. I bought it, I think during Black Friday because it was on sale. It's one of those slim 6-foot trees. Take a picture. There you go. It was one of those slim 6-foot trees. I went with a non-traditional color, the gold tinsel. I don't know why. I just felt like it would be fun. If you notice, there's not a lot of bulbs on the tree because the cats have helped undecorate the tree. I decorated it, and they have been in the process of undecorating it, which is fine, whatever. Again, I picked out just some cheap plastic bulbs because I knew that there would be a good chance I'd find them on the floor at some point. I know that there's some missing. I just don't, I guess I have to look under the couch. I think that's where they will be, under my couch. I do love a good real tree. I just have a hard time figuring out what I'm going to do when I'm done with it for the Christmas, or for the apartment. Okay, where do you usually spend your holidays? Do you stay home? Do you travel? I spend my holidays right here with my kid. I don't really do a lot of traveling. My dad and stepmom, they live about 6 hours away from me, and they usually go spend time with her daughter and all of their kids for the Christmas season, so I don't really see him. And I might sometimes I go on Christmas Day, just depending on when it falls. I might go hang out with my best friend and her husband at their house, and her and I will cross stitch while we either watch hockey game or while we watch something. This year, I don't really plan to do that. The day after Christmas is actually a local hockey game, and I'm working the box office, so that's what I'll be doing Friday evening. And then Saturday, oh, well, that's not Christmas though. Christmas Day, the plan is to just hang out around here, stay comfy, cozy, and do whatever we feel like doing. Yeah. Oh, what is your favorite Christmas song? Okay. Growing up, well, not really growing up because it came out, I think, when I was in junior high, but for a long time, my mom and I, it would always symbolize Christmas because we would decorate the Christmas tree to Mariah Carey's Christmas album. Always, like, that was just what we played, and I loved that. I think Holy Night is one that she does on that album, and it's just absolutely beautiful. I love it. My very favorite my very favorite Christmas song is by, oh my gosh, hold on, y'all. It's so funny. Like, you know these songs until you have to talk about them. It is Little Drummer Boy by this band called For King and Country. If I can find the video, I will link it below. It is so good. So they play these, Little Drummer Boy. He has no gifts to bring, so he plays his drum for Mary and baby Jesus. And they, in the video that I fell in love with, the reason why I fell in love with the song is that they're playing these it's just these big drums, and it's just so dramatic and theatrical and awesome. I love it. When I was little, oh my gosh, when I was little, I loved Grandma Got Ran Over by a Reindeer. I remember the first time I heard it, my mom and I were in the car going somewhere, and we heard it, and I swear it was the first time I heard it. But we laughed so hard to that song. And of course, that was back when, you heard it on the radio. You couldn't replay it to hear it again. You just had to wait until it was back on, and we just thought that was the funniest thing. All right, so we're down to 2, 7, and 9. Silent Night is definitely one of my favorite songs, though. I absolutely love Silent Night. Okay. Ooh, this one's pretty. This is a pretty color. Look at that one. The next question is, be honest. Do you like giving gifts or receiving gifts better? I'm sure when I was little, I liked getting the gifts. I loved the excitement of seeing what people would give me because I was little and I really didn't know much. Now, though, I love giving gifts. I love taking the time and putting a lot of thought into a present for someone. And what I've realized is that, again, it doesn't have to be a lot. You don't have to spend a lot of money. The more thought you put into it, the better. I always almost feel guilty now getting presents just because, especially from people that I know that maybe they're struggling with finances. I would hate for someone to spend money if money is tight. Like, that would just make me feel really guilty. So I prefer to either give my time, give presents, again, there have been years where money's been really tight for us too. And maybe we talked about, like, all the grown-ups, instead of giving presents, maybe we make our favorite dishes and we just hang out and talk. And to me, that would be perfect. Like, I don't have to do anything more than that. Oh, look. Here's our first little ornament. I think we're going to work on one more, but this might be getting long. I don't know. This one makes me think of my best friend. So let me see. Do I need any 9s? Am I working on 9? What number? I am working on 9s. Perfect. All right, let me get this peeled off. I really thought these would go a lot faster. But we're going to work on this one, and then we're going to call it an evening. Okay, so what about you? Are you big into giving or receiving? Oh, here's a good one. When do you start getting excited for Christmas? Honestly, I'm one of those who thinks we need to give Christmas needs to give back some time give back some Thanksgiving and Halloween time. I don't want Christmas to start. Really, Black Friday is when, like the day after the day after Thanksgiving is when I start to get into the Christmas spirit. That's usually when I like to try to put up a tree and start thinking about decorations. Honestly, Christmas spirit, I mean, it really depends on the year. I love it when we have colder fronts. It's so funny. Last week we were in the 40s, which is Louisiana chilly, and now it's in the 70s for Christmas. So now most of us are complaining about that, which is funny too. Like a lot of us I don't think we can be happy. We're either annoyed that it's chilly or we're annoyed that it's warm. I prefer the cooler weather myself, especially during this time of year. But anyway, so when do I start feeling the Christmas spirit? I'll say I start to really get into the mood after Thanksgiving. That's when I start to really put some thought into things. Let's go ahead and do number 6. Okay, next question. Oh, what is the worst present you've received? Oh gosh. Okay, I'll remember one just because it really kind of hurt my heart, hurt my feelings, which now looking at it with age, like probably makes me seem a little bratty, but I'm almost embarrassed to talk about it because I feel so bratty saying it. But the very first real boyfriend that I had, I remember for Christmas, he got some really cute, wonderful things. First off, let me say that. But he bought me this hot pink sweatshirt or sweater. fleece. It was a fleece sweater, hot pink. And at that time, now I like pink now, but at that time, pink was the number one color I did not like. I didn't want anything pink. I didn't own anything pink. If you asked me, I would have told you not any color but pink. Don't get me pink. And he got me pink because he was working at a clothing store at the time, and one of his coworkers picked it out and said, "Oh, she'll love this." And I was really disappointed. And now I look at it and think, gosh, what a brat, right? Like he put thought into it and he was excited to give it to you, and you were upset because it was hot pink. But I think in hindsight, I look back and I think, and I don't think I ever even told him that I was upset, because I was at least smart enough not to say I was upset. I was actually grateful and thankful, and I even wore it once or twice afterwards because I wanted him to be happy. But inside it hurt, because I felt like, oh gosh, this guy doesn't even know me if he thinks that I would love hot pink. But since then, I will say I've matured. I have stopped being, I don't know, I've matured. And now I can say, honestly, I don't think I've had a bad gift, even if it was something that maybe I wasn't into. I've really been able to really be grateful that someone took the time and money to buy me something. So even if it was something that I just don't care about, I don't like, I'm grateful for it. I will tell you let me tell you a funny story. So last year, I was on a website. I was on Shein. I'll admit it. I never ordered from them before. And I saw this shirt that just screamed my friend, my best friend, my sister. I mean, she's basically my sister, my best friend. It was an X-Files shirt. And I remember her and her husband, who was her then boyfriend, they loved X-Files back in the day. Like, they watched, this back when you had to buy DVDs. I don't even think you could stream on Netflix. She bought all the DVDs for X-Files. They watched all of the X-Files, right? Every single episode. We're going to go with D because that's a big one. I just have to find it again. So I was on Shein and I saw this shirt. In fact, I don't even think I was on Shein. I was on Facebook, and you know how Facebook will, ads will pop up on Facebook. And so anyways, Shein ad pops up and there's a shirt that's X-Files related. It has a drawing of like Scully and Mulder, and it says the truth is out there, which is like the tagline for X-Files, right? So I'm super excited. Get on Shein. I buy that. I buy something else, and I don't remember what else I bought. I thought it was a Christmas ornament because she loves Stephen King. So it was like a Stephen King type book Christmas ornament, something like that. But for super excited, get it in. I know that I remember opening the package, seeing the shirt, and then putting it somewhere safe, because again, we weren't going to really exchange presents until January. So January comes along, I wrap up her presents, super excited. We're opening all of our presents, and she gets to the shirt and she opens it up and holds it up, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, X-Files, that's so cute." And then we're all looking at it, and I'm like, "Wait a minute." And her husband's like, "What does it say?" And I'm like, "It says the truth is out there." And they're like, "No." Okay, y'all, the shirt says, the shirt did not say the truth is out there. The shirt said the truth is there. The truth is there now, or something like that. And all I know is we were so confused. It took all of us a minute. We had to like Google it, because I was like, that's not the catchphrase, right? No, they catfished me. So no, it says the truth. So the tag phrase, what the shirt was supposed to say is the truth is out there. What the shirt did say is the truth is there now. And I did not catch it after I bought it. I looked at it after I wrapped it, didn't catch it. Didn't catch it until she opened it up and we were all looking at it. And then when it finally dawned on us, like it was wrong, we laughed. I was so embarrassed, but we laughed so hard at it. I mean, we still laugh. She'll wear it though. She wears it with pride. I gotta say, I love her for that. She'll wear it and we'll laugh every time. Every time I see it, I laugh. And so now we talk about how the truth is there now. So that might be the worst present she received, but still, because she's awesome and she loves me, she wears it for me. It's funny though, like, gosh, buyer beware and just be careful. As a sibling, as a kid, did a sibling ever receive a present that you wished was for you? Well, no, because my brother is 13 years older than me, and I never really spent Christmas with him because he was in Las Vegas with his mom. So I never got the jellies. I was pretty much an only child, so I was probably the kid other kids got annoyed at for Christmas because I was the only child for a long time from all of my grandparents. So I was never wanting in presents. Oh, here's a good one. What would be your dream place to visit for the holiday season? I would love to visit New York City for the holiday season. I think that would be a ton of fun. Or like somewhere in the mountains with snow, but not snow that I have to drive in. It's been a while since I don't know if we've ever had a white Christmas in Louisiana. It's been a long time since we've had snow. If we get anything, it's more like snow ice and it shuts the city down and we just have to cross our fingers that we don't lose power. But it would be fun to do a Christmas getaway to somewhere, like a Hallmarky and have a good Hallmark Christmas experience. On the other hand, it would also be really nice to get away and have a lovely beach vacation also. I am pro vacation. I will go wherever you invite me. Okay, here's a good one. Do you make New Year's resolutions and do you stick to them? Gosh, sometimes I make them. I don't know if I've ever stuck to them though, which is sad and a little embarrassing, but the truth. This year, let's talk about New Year's. New Year's is coming up. Do you have any New Year's plans? I don't quite know what the plan is yet for New Year's. I'm not big into going out to the wild. Well, not wild. I'm not big into going out to New Year's Eve parties. I love the idea of getting dressed up, but I just don't like fighting crowds. There's one that a friend and I are talking about going to. It's at one of the casinos where he is a rewards member, and they're holding a Christmas party or a Halloween. Oh my gosh, let me just go through all the holidays. They're holding a New Year's party, especially for his tier. And so he asked me if I was interested in going because you could win prizes and stuff, and we'll see, maybe. But resolution wise, I do have a few goals. I don't really call them resolutions. I do have some goals for 2026 that I've been thinking about. In fact, I do plan to make a video while I'm off of work this week explaining my diamond painting goals. So that's and plans for 2026. Other than diamond painting, I want to stick with a workout schedule, routine, habit, whatever you want to call it. I am so bad at staying consistent. I'm really good at getting into the habit and sticking with it for a few weeks. And then all of a sudden, I have one of those weeks where I have no energy. I just don't feel good. And then it takes me weeks to get back to it. So I'm actually hoping to use you guys as help in making myself stay accountable and tracking how many days I work out. So the goal for working out right now is 4 to 5 days a week. Honestly, I would love to do 6 days a week, but I think I have to give myself some wiggle room and grace. And I think 4 to 5 is a good goal. My problem Here's my problem. My problem with working out is that I keep thinking I can do more, I can do more, I can do longer, I can do harder, I can do more. And I just like really get into it and then I burn myself out. So like for instance, one year, hold on, let me fix my pen. I'm actually gonna switch to tweezers for a little bit because I think the putty is a little too warm. It's in the 70s today, and the putty is not really happy with these crystal drills. So here's a good example. A few years ago, I really got into jogging on the elliptical. I don't like jogging on the roads anymore. My shins hate it, my knees hate it, I hate it. The elliptical, I love jogging on the elliptical because it's low impact and I can do it in rain, in heat, in cold. I'm inside. Some people find it boring. I put on some really good music and go. And I go hard enough where my brain's not thinking about anything that's stressing me out or making me sad. So that's awesome to me. So I started 30 minutes. You know, how far can I go in 30 minutes? And then I had a goal, made that goal. All right, how far can I go? And can I get to, I think it was like, can I get to 3 miles in 45 minutes? Well, yeah, I sure can. I almost got to 4 miles. And then I was like, all right, well, how many miles can I do in 60 minutes? And I just kept adding to it, which, I mean, you do want to have goals and you want to, you know, keep challenging yourself. But it got to the point where I increased my goals so much that I kept putting off going back to the gym because I was like, oh, I don't want to spend an hour on the elliptical. My feet go numb. I do start to get burnt out. I've learned 40 minutes, 45 minutes is a sweet spot for me. But anyway, that's one of the examples where I find myself doing really well and then I'm like, oh, I can do this 6 days a week. I can do this 7 days a week. I can do an hour. I can do an hour on the elliptical and add strength training. And so I just kind of almost I almost start having an all or nothing mentality, and then I end up going with nothing at some point. So this year I plan to kind of rein myself in and stick with the program. And the program I've found that I enjoy is it's usually about 20 to 30 minutes of strength training, and then I do 30 minutes of cardio after, and then alternate days where I just do cardio, and that's a 45-minute cardio day. And I'm really finding that doable and achievable, and now it's a matter of getting back into the habit and sticking with it. Really, the hardest part for me right now, I do not like waking up early to go to the gym. I'm not that person. I've tried to be that person. I can be that person, but then usually by 2 or 3 in the afternoon, I am dead tired and drinking energy drinks just to function. I don't like that feeling. The sweet spot for me, and time-wise, is afternoon, lunchtime, 2 o'clock. That's when I feel energized and good, and I can have a really good workout. So, long story long, that is one of the resolutions or goals I plan to make. Boy, this is ramblier than I thought it would be, y'all. I'm so sorry. Okay. Here's the last one. Are you ready? You have been granted one Christmas wish. What will it be? Oh, that's a good one. I think for me, I would want everyone to feel loved and like they belong. And if they needed a place to be for that day, let's say for that holiday week, that they had a place. That would be my wish. It's so easy to feel alone in this time of year for various reasons. I mean, you know, we talk about family and about spending time with family, but some people don't have family around, or some people don't have good relationships with family, and that can feel really lonely and isolating. People could be going through health issues that can be lonely and isolating. So I would guess my wish would be that nobody feels alone and isolated on Christmas. And I was lucky, always been lucky. I don't live near my family. I haven't lived near my family since I was in my 20s. My mom and stepdad moved to Washington State when I was 22, and I stayed in Louisiana. But I've always been very lucky to have my friends that have basically been my found family. So I've never felt alone. And for a long time, I had, my son's father and his mom. And I mean, I still have her. If I introduced you to her, she would tell you she's my second mother. I'm her daughter from another mother, basically. I love her to death. But I've always been very lucky and fortunate to know that if I needed a place to stay, if I needed companionship, I had people I could call on. And I think it's awful and sad that there are people out there who don't have anyone. So that would be my wish to all of y'all, not to be alone. And if you need someone, put on this video, and here I am. I'm here just talking away, because honestly, this is what you would get from me if we were here hanging out together, making Christmas coasters. I almost said ornaments, but it's not quite an ornament just yet. Making Christmas coasters and talking about anything that pops into our brains. That's what we would be doing. So on that note, I'm going to leave it here. I'll finish this one and put a picture of it at the end. But I'm going to leave it here and wish you a very Merry Christmas, a happy holiday, happy Hanukkah. If you are of the Jewish persuasion, happy everything. And I send you love. I wish for peace. And I hope that you had a good little visit with me. Thank you so much for hanging out. Y'all take care. Have a wonderful week, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.